Hi, I'm GPB meteorologist Christy Warlow, and I'm here at the National Weather Service in Peachtree City, Georgia, to celebrate Winter Weather Awareness Week. So let's go inside, take a look around, and learn a little bit more about winter weather. I am chatting with my friend Lance Rothfuss, who is the meteorologist in charge, and Lance is going to be talking a little bit about the climatology for Georgia's winter. So Lance, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Great to have the chance to do that.
Well, thank you, Lance. Now, in general, what are the average winter annual snowfall amounts for the state of Georgia?
Georgia's a big state, so we range from the mountains of the north all the way to the coast to the southeast, and so we have a wide range of snowfall patterns. Up in the north, we typically get between 3 and 4 inches of snow at the higher elevations, and maybe in some places, but on an average year, we'll get about 3 to 4 inches. Down along the coast, and especially South Georgia, it's very rare. We'll get about 1/10 of an inch is the average. And when it does fall in the south, it usually doesn't stick around for very long, so it gets everybody a thrill, but it doesn't really pile up and really cause a serious problem.
Have we had snowstorms as far south as Valdosta and Albany?
We've had snow. In fact, Valdosta and Albany have about 1/10 of an inch, I think, is their average snowfall amount. So it happens, but it's rare.
So in addition to temperatures and the snow amount, we also hear a lot about El Nino, La Nina, and other weird atmospheric patterns. How does El Nino and La Nina affect our winters?
Well, it seems kind of strange that the ocean temperatures in the Pacific would have an effect on the weather here, but this is what we call teleconnections, basically where the ocean and the atmosphere are sort of connected, and there's sort of a downstream effect of whatever temperature changes are going on in the ocean. So El Nino and La Nina, you hear a lot of talk about that, but they do have an influence on Georgia. For a La Nina situation, like we're going into this particular winter, we have a situation where that tends to bring warmer and drier than normal conditions to the southeastern United States. And what is happening in the Pacific Ocean in terms of the ocean temperatures, the warming and cooling of the ocean has a downstream effect and does affect the weather in Georgia.
Last winter, we were supposed to be in a La Nina winter, which is supposed to be warm and dry, or mild and dry. Yeah. But we had a major snowstorm, and we were frozen for all of December. So what happened?
Which makes it very difficult for forecasters to make those long-term predictions and have them verify. But last year we had Arctic oscillation. There's another factor in the atmosphere, in the environment that we're still learning, and that's called Arctic oscillation. It has to do with pressure patterns in the northern hemisphere, especially around the Arctic. And even when we're in a La Nina pattern, an Arctic oscillation can do something entirely different at odds with the warmer and drier than normal long-range prediction. We can get these bursts of cold air coming down that will last for several weeks, in fact, and even in a La Nina pattern, where you would expect warmer and drier than normal, you can get bitter cold and major snowstorms to occur in this pattern. So you really have to look at all these factors together, and that's what our job is.
And I've heard of a term called a cold air outbreak, an outbreak of cold weather coming by. What is a cold air outbreak?
It's a large area of high pressure cold air mass that is pushing down, usually through the central United States, and ultimately makes it into Georgia. And those types of patterns, especially with the Arctic oscillation doing the right thing, can actually set up for quite some time and give us a prolonged cold outbreak.
So what's the prognosis for this winter, for 2011 and 2012?
We are entering in, are actually continuing and seeing a resurgence of a La Nina pattern. One thing to keep in mind about this is that we are still dealing with drought. And this is not the type of pattern that we want to see good replenishment of the soil moisture in the lakes and the streams. So going into a La Nina pattern means that we are probably not going to replenish in the winter the precipitation amounts that we normally get and the rainfall amounts. So if La Nina pattern bears out as we think it will, we are still going to be in this drought pattern, and something we have to pay attention to.
Well, Lance, thank you so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And if you want to learn more about teleconnections, you can actually go online to the Climate Prediction Center. They have a website at cpc.nsep.noaa.gov. And if you want to learn more about the weather advisories for your area, be sure to check out weather.gov and also gpb.org. I'm meteorologist Christy Warlow for Georgia Public Broadcasting.